the collapse of the materialist paradigm. Prepare yourself to question the very foundations of your understanding of reality. Behind the equations of modern physics and the doctrines of history's greatest spiritual masters lies a secret buried for centuries, now unveiled in detail that will profoundly shake your intellect and touch your very soul. Faith and reason, spirituality and science, emotion and particle, all converge in a revelation poised to transform your perception of the cosmos and of yourself. You are not merely in the world, you are actively creating it. For centuries we have been convinced we inhabit a solid, predictable, and stable world. Science, heavily shaped by Isaac Newton's mechanistic worldview, taught us that everything could be explained by fixed laws, numbers, and formulae. Reality appeared to be a cold, clockwork machine, where every occurrence had a clearly measurable cause and effect. But what if all this is merely an illusion? What if what we term reality is, in fact, nothing more than a mirror reflecting our own consciousness? Today you will learn history's best-kept secret, the moment science itself conceded that the human mind is capable of shaping the universe. In 1995, the CIA was compelled to declassify the secret Stargate program, a project spanning over 20 years and costing in excess of $100 million, with a singular objective: to investigate whether the human mind could access information beyond the confines of space and time. The results proved so astonishing, they stunned even the most skeptical physicists. The official conclusion, signed by the renowned physicist Dr. Edwin May, states, "Human consciousness interacts directly with a non-local information field that exists outside of classical spacetime. This field responds to focused intention and coherent emotion in real time." This declaration changes absolutely everything, because it asserts, in other words, that the human mind is not confined to the brain. It connects with something vastly greater, an invisible field that transcends both time and space, a field that Jesus referred to as the kingdom of God within you, which Buddha described as nirvana, and which modern quantum physics now terms the unified quantum field. 3 names, one singular truth. From this point forward, we shall shatter the pillars of the old science and collectively construct a new worldview, one where faith and reason are not antithetical but allied, and where you will discover that your mind holds a creative power that has been concealed for generations. Prepare to embark on a journey that interweaves genuine scientific experiments, compelling narratives, and life-altering revelations. And it all commences with the most enigmatic experiment in the history of physics, the double-slit experiment. In 1801, Thomas Young conducted a straightforward experiment that would prove transformative. He directed a beam of light through 2 parallel slits and observed that, upon striking a screen, the light generated interference patterns as though it were a wave. This suggested that light was not merely a particle, but also energy in motion. So far, so conventional. However, when scientists installed detectors to observe which slit the light traversed, the behavior shifted profoundly. The light ceased behaving as a wave and adopted the characteristics of a particle. The sole differentiating factor? The presence of an observer. Decades later, leveraging modern technologies, this experiment was replicated using electrons, particles possessing mass. The outcome was identical. When unobserved, the electron behaves as a wave of possibilities. When observed, it collapses and solidifies into a particle. In essence, reality only actualizes itself when someone is looking. Observation creates the physical world. This is not some spiritualist theory. It is demonstrably experimental physics. But the true bombshell arrived in 2002, when Dr. Dean Radin from the Institute of Noetic Sciences repeated the experiment with an even more audacious modification. He positioned a human subject merely thinking about the experiment several kilometers away. The result? The interference pattern shifted even without a physical detector present. The human mind, solely through focus and intention, proved capable of collapsing the wave function. Reality, therefore, is responsive to consciousness. This is the delicate nexus where science and spirituality converge, and what the ancient masters propounded is now finding substantiation in the laboratory. Within Spiritism, Allan Kardec posited that thought is a force as real as electricity. Jesus proclaimed, "Your faith has made you whole." What previously appeared to be mere metaphor is now cutting-edge physics. We stand at the precipice of the greatest revolution of our time, the awakening of the observer, and perhaps the entire universe is merely awaiting your remembrance of your true power, secret revelations, and a story that moves one to tears. If reality only materializes when observed, and if the human mind possesses the capacity to shape the physical world remotely, then we confront a secret that changes everything. We do not inhabit an objective, fixed universe. We inhabit a matrix of possibilities sculpted by consciousness. This reality is precisely what the planet's preeminent intelligence agency uncovered and subsequently concealed for over 2 decades. Project Stargate, instituted by the CIA in the 1970s, was an endeavor to weaponize the power of the human mind for military and espionage objectives. The premise was to train individuals to pinpoint targets, predict outcomes, and access classified intelligence using consciousness alone. What began as a mere scientific curiosity rapidly escalated into a state obsession. Thousands of sessions were conducted, achieving a level of accuracy so staggering it defied all logical explanation. Targets were successfully located. Intelligence was readily disclosed, all through mental exertion. No satellites, no radar, merely focus, intent, and a consciousness attuned to something greater. In 1995, upon the project's declassification, the world gained access to one of the most incendiary statements ever published by an official scientific institution. Human consciousness interacts with a non-local field of information that exists outside classical space-time. This field responds to focused intention and coherent emotion in real time. This statement marks the demise of traditional science. It heralds the dawn of a new era. If a field of information exists beyond time and space, and if our minds can access and interact with it, then death, fortuity, and constraint cease to hold relevance. What we term a miracle is merely a natural phenomenon we have yet to fully comprehend. This brings us to our first authentic account, a narrative that the medical establishment itself was compelled to acknowledge, a story impervious to explanation through traditional methods, yet one that achieves total coherence when we grasp the power of consciousness over matter. In February 2006, at a Hong Kong hospital, a woman named Anita Morjani lay on the brink of death. She was suffering from stage 4B lymphoma. She had 9-centimeter tumors. Her organs were failing. Her physical body was already shutting down. Physicians informed the family that she had only hours remaining, but even as her physical form dimmed, her consciousness underwent an awakening. During the coma, Anita experienced an out-of-body phenomenon. She perceived with absolute clarity that her illness was the physical manifestation of years of fear, guilt, and self-rejection. She comprehended that her mind and emotions were fabricating her biological reality. She then made a profound resolution. If I return, I will live without fear. I will love myself completely. This single choice precipitated an absolute transformation. 5 weeks later, the tumors had vanished entirely. Scans were published in the medical journal Lancet Oncology. Physicians dubbed it an inexplicable case of spontaneous remission. Anita called it a shift in internal frequency, and quantum physics appears to bear her out. Today, we know that elevated emotions such as love, gratitude, and forgiveness generate a state known as cardiac coherence. The HeartMath Institute in the United States has demonstrated that when we are in coherence, the heart emits an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than the brain, and this field directly influences the structure of DNA, water, and surrounding cells. In essence, the body responds to consciousness. Health is a frequency, and a miracle is a choice. And if you still dismiss all this as mere coincidence, wait until you hear what Princeton University discovered. In 1998, scientists installed 70 random number generators, RNGs, across the globe. The objective was straightforward. These devices were meant to produce sequences of absolute randomness, always. Yet, on 11th September 2001, something inexplicable occurred. 4 hours before the planes struck the Twin Towers, all 70 generators abruptly synchronized. It was as if the world had a premonition of what was imminent. The same phenomenon was documented during the death of Princess Diana, the 2004 tsunami, and Obama's re-election. The study, published in 2012, revealed there was less than 1 chance in a trillion of this being coincidence. The conclusion of the project coordinator, Dr. Roger Nelson, was both straightforward and devastating. When millions of human beings feel the same strong emotions simultaneously, the global quantum field registers and responds. Now ponder the implications of this. The world responds to our internal state. Reality shifts in accordance with what we feel, and this applies equally to momentous global events and to your personal life. If anger and fear can collapse the field into chaos, Imagine what compassion, faith, and love are capable of generating. This is the question the universe is posing to you now. The spiritual masters knew this already, long before Einstein postulated relativity or Schrödinger conceived of his famous quantum cat. Spiritual sages were already describing the nature of reality with astounding accuracy. What once appeared to be mysticism is now recognized as advanced science. And the inevitable question is, were the ancient masters truly teaching religion? Or were they, in fact, revealing the hidden blueprints of the universe? Jesus declared, "Everything you ask for in prayer, believing, you will receive." Matthew 21:22. The Buddha taught, everything is created by the mind. Krishna asserted in the Bhagavad Gita, the universe is sustained by the action and reaction of thought. For centuries, these statements were interpreted merely as metaphors or spiritual promises. Quantum physics, however, has afforded them a new dimension. Today we understand that reality only manifests when it is observed, that intention and emotion generate vibrational fields which effectively collapse potential outcomes, and that the universe constitutes a field of energy malleable by consciousness. In stating, "Your faith has made you whole," Jesus was literally pointing to quantum collapse guided by coherent emotion. Faith, in this specific context, is the vibration intrinsically aligned with the certainty of an outcome. And when this state is achieved, matter complies. In 2023, the HeartMath Institute measured that the human heart, when in a state of profound gratitude or love, emits a magnetic field influencing DNA, water, and even those in close proximity. They discovered the heart is more than a mere pump. It functions as a center of energetic intelligence. And when we enter into heart coherence, we effectively alter our immediate environment. The ancient masters were aware of this truth. They simply employed a different lexicon. Jesus did not multiply loaves through mere miraculous action. He manifested abundance because he vibrated in total coherence with the source. The Buddha was not merely a meditator, he was an engineer of consciousness. Krishna was not discussing mythology, he was articulating physics applied to the soul. And Spiritism, as codified by Allan Kardec, translated this inherent knowledge in a rational and progressive manner. In The Genesis, Kardec writes, "Thought is a force as real as electricity or magnetism." This assertion, disregarded for decades, now resonates within laboratories specializing in neuroscience, epigenetics, and quantum mechanics. But how exactly does this force operate? Physics demonstrates to us that all is energy, vibrating at disparate frequencies. Matter in reality is nothing more than condensed energy, and consciousness, the spirit, serves as the matrix which organizes this energy. Just as a conductor directs an orchestra, the mind directs reality. If the internal melody is harmonious, the external world responds with corresponding harmony. Should it be chaotic, the world reflects chaos. This is why spiritually dense environments can lead to physical illness, and conversely, why high-frequency locations are curative. This is not a matter of blind faith, it is purely vibrational resonance. This forms the foundation of what Joe Dispenza refers to as quantum healing, and in the next segment, you will learn a 2-minute practical exercise that has been laboratory tested and demonstrated measurable biological outcomes. But prior to that, we must comprehend how the cosmos responds to the collective. Do you recall the random number generators? For what science has uncovered is that collective consciousness exerts real power over the quantum field. This implies that mass prayers, synchronized meditations, and collective emotions are capable of altering the very structure of reality. Should this sound overly mystical, consider this piece of data. In the largest collective meditation experiment ever conducted, 4,000 individuals meditated together for 3 weeks, focusing on peace in Washington, D.C. The outcome, crime rates plummeted by 23%, achieving statistical significance. No other variable could account for the phenomenon. Jesus stated, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them." We now know, wherever 2 or more consciousnesses vibrate in unison, there is an exponential amplification of frequency. It is physics, it is spirituality, it is fact. And if all of this already seems implausible, brace yourself. The next segment will unveil one of modern science's most disconcerting discoveries, the experiment that proved the future can rewrite the past. With this, reincarnation, karma, and free will acquire a novel explanation, one that will fundamentally reshape everything you believe about time, destiny, and purpose. Time is not what it seems. Reincarnation, karma, and quantum memory. Most people hold the conviction that time is a linear progression, past, present, and future. However, modern physics has already demonstrated that this notion is obsolete. In an experiment known as the delayed choice experiment, physicist John Wheeler demonstrated something so astonishing that it continues to defy logic. A decision made in the present can alter a particle's past. Put differently, the future is capable of modifying events that occurred in the past. And this is not science fiction. In 2022, the experiment was successfully replicated by European universities, confirming that the very act of observing today can modify an event that has already transpired. This suggests that time is not merely a thoroughfare, but rather a vibrational field where all possibilities coexist. Now pause and reflect. If this holds true at the quantum level, is it possible that our emotional and spiritual choices similarly influence our history? And what if memories of past lives are simply vibrational records accessible within a timeless field? Science is beginning to countenance this possibility. The Harvard-educated psychiatrist, Dr. Brian Weiss, has conducted over 4,000 regression sessions with patients. In numerous instances, patients accessed memories of past lives featuring verifiable historical detail, names, dates, and geographies. His most renowned patient, Catherine, revealed herself to have been a priestess in ancient Egypt and furnished Dr. Weiss with information about his own family, details of which he was previously unaware. Yet, that is not the extent of the findings. In 2024, Dr. Jim Tucker from the University of Virginia presented a database cataloging over 2,500 children who recall previous lives. Many of these children bear birthmarks located precisely where they were mortally wounded in former lives. Data corroborated by the post-mortem reports of the previously deceased individuals. These findings point towards something undeniable. Consciousness does not perish. It migrates, it learns, it returns, it evolves. This brings us to the concept of karma, which is frequently misunderstood as merely a form of punishment. In reality, karma constitutes vibrational resonance. You emit an emotional frequency, and the quantum field reciprocates with experiences aligned to that same resonance, whether in this life or another. It is akin to casting a stone into a lake. The ripple returns, yet there exists a key, a shortcut, a quantum hack, so to speak, genuine forgiveness. In numerous clinical accounts, individuals who accessed past life traumas reported immediate physical and emotional healing upon offering profound forgiveness to themselves or to others. This frequency resetting appears to reboot the vibrational field, terminating negative cycles and generating new possibilities. And perhaps no case exemplifies this better than that of Luciana N., a Brazilian woman who had contended with chronic pain for over 15 years. Following participation in a supervised regression, she accessed the memory of a 19th century life where she had abandoned her own child. Upon reliving and forgiving that past version of herself, the pains ceased entirely within 48 hours. All subsequent examinations revealed normal results. There was no medical explanation, merely a profound emotional liberation. This caliber of report is no longer rare. It is becoming the standard across integrative clinics worldwide. Physics aids our comprehension. When we shift the vibration of the present, we reconfigure the informational field of the past, and consequently, the subsequent future developments. In Spiritism, Allan Kardec observed, "We are heirs to ourselves, and this inheritance is vibrational, shaped by our internal choices." If time is conceptualized as a field, and consciousness serves as the key, then every single thought, every act of forgiveness, and every elevated emotion possesses the capacity to entirely rewire your spiritual trajectory. And this is not mere metaphor. It is, in essence, soul technology. Should this all still feel overly theoretical, take a deep breath. Because in the next segment, you will join me for a practical exercise grounded in Joe Dispenza's scientifically validated protocols, which have demonstrated that in a mere 2 minutes, it is possible to fundamentally alter your biology, your emotional field, and your very reality. Close your eyes. Sense the space encompassing your body. The transformation commences now, the exercise that has already transformed countless lives. Perhaps up to this point, you have been astonished by the evidence. Perhaps you are in shock or profoundly moved, but nothing, absolutely nothing, will compare to the experience you are about to undergo. Let us proceed together with a practical exercise. I urge you not to skip this section. In just 2 minutes, you will be able to perceive something that defies verbal explanation, something capable of shifting your core vibration and consequently everything in your surrounding environment. This exercise was devised by Joe Dispenza, a renowned researcher and neuroscientist. Across his retreats, he meticulously monitored over 7,500 participants between 2017 and 2024. The results, measured pre- and post-intervention using sophisticated medical equipment, revealed a 300% augmentation in immunoglobulin A, the primary defense mechanism of the immune system, activation of 1,200 genes intrinsically linked to cellular regeneration, a 40% decrease in chronic inflammation markers, documented reports of spontaneous remissions, profound life alterations, and expanded states of consciousness. All of this achieved via a straightforward protocol. And this is the exact protocol you are about to experience. Before we commence, locate a tranquil setting. Sit down with your spine erect and your feet firmly grounded. Disable all notifications. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. Let us begin together. Inhale through your nose, counting to 4. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 8. Once more, inhale, hold, and release. For the final time, inhale, hold, release, slowly. Now, feel the expanse of space surrounding your body. Refrain from thinking. Simply observe. Sense the air caressing your skin, the ambient sounds, the intrinsic lightness of the silence. Place your hand over your heart. Now bring to mind a moment of profound gratitude, something uncomplicated, a hug, a sunset, genuine laughter. Relive this moment as if it were transpiring right now. Allow this sensation to intensify within your chest. Feel it expanding, reaching out to touch every single cell in your body. Now focus your thoughts on someone whom you love deeply. Visualize that person smiling, happy, free. Feel the love for them, unconditionally, without control. Pure love. Sustain that emotion for a few seconds, longer. Allow it to completely permeate your being. In this moment, the field is listening to you. Your frequency is elevating. Your body is regenerating. Your mind is entering a state of coherence. Now, envision a version of yourself that has already conquered all fears, that has healed everything, that lives in profound peace. Behold this iteration of yourself. Observe how they walk, how they speak, how they love. This version already exists. It is waiting for you. Bring this version into the present moment. Embody it. Take a deep breath. Smile, even with your eyes closed. You have just realigned your vibration with the truth of your being. And that truth is simple. You are the creator. Now, slowly open your eyes. Feel what remains. Do not attempt to intellectualize it. Simply feel. Thousands of individuals report weeping, goosebumps, shivers, and sensations of profound lightness after undertaking this exercise. Because what you felt was not mere imagination, it was a genuine alteration in your electromagnetic field. The universe now recognizes you on a different frequency, and with this frequency, you can recreate your life. Everything begins here. You are not merely a body that thinks. You are an eternal consciousness that vibrates. The reality you inhabit is not a fixed backdrop. It is a mirror, a responsive field, a frequency that responds with precision to the energy you sustain within. What you have witnessed in this video is not theory. It is a verifiable truth. It is the convergence of the most advanced science with the most ancient teachings. It is the point where Einstein meets Jesus, where Buddha embraces physics, where the CIA confirms what Allan Kardec penned in the 19th century. You have learned that the mind collapses possibilities, that love modifies biology, that time is malleable, that forgiveness neutralizes karma, and that faith, when felt truthfully, reconfigures matter. But now comes the paramount point. None of this holds significance if you fail to apply it. The universe does not respond to what you feign to feel. It responds to what vibrates in your silence. Therefore, more than learning, it is time to live this truth. Take a deep breath. Feel this in your chest now. You have just remembered who you truly are. You are not a victim. You are the author. There is no fixed destiny. There is frequency. And the question that now resonates is no longer, can this truly be real? The question is, what reality will you create from this moment forward? If this message resonated with your heart, please do this for me. Leave your like, subscribe to the channel, write in the comments, I am creator. Let us collectively elevate the vibration of this planet. The world you desire already exists. It simply requires you to say yes. Thank you for watching this video. We kindly request that you subscribe to our channel and like this video. Please also activate the notification bell to be alerted about our postings. Until the next video.